Hi again. I thought it was about time for another video devotional. This time we'll be in 1 Corinthians, Paul's letter to the church at Corinth, chapter 9, and I'll be reading verses 19 to 23. Paul writes, "For though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all, that I might win more of them. To the Jews I became as a Jew in order to win Jews. To those under the law I became as one under the law, though not being myself under the law, that I might win those under the law. To those outside the law, I became as one outside the law, not being outside the law of God, but under the law of Christ, that I might win those outside the law. To the weak, I became weak, that I might win the weak. I have become all things to all people, that by all means I might save some. I do it all for the sake of the gospel, that I might share with them in its blessing." Here you have Paul saying he becomes all things. He says he becomes like a Jew to the Jews. Paul is Jewish, but he so identifies with Christ that he has to become like a Jew instead of being his normal self, because his normal self is no longer Jewish, it's Christian. And he becomes like a Gentile to Gentiles. Even though he walks around, lives with Gentiles, he has to become like that. Why? Because he so identifies with Christ. That's a hard thing to actually do. You know, years ago when I was in IT, Ross Perot, he used to tell everyone that you should have at least one stretch assignment every year. You should fail at something every year, because if you're not failing, you're not trying. I'm not sure if that happened exactly that way, but we would be given these assignments that we really were not qualified to do. And we would stretch and we would try hard, and sometimes we would succeed anyway, and sometimes we'd fail. But over time, we became better skilled people. We became better employees. We had knowledges we would not have gotten had we not stretched ourselves. Here, Paul's saying he stretches for the sake of the gospel. I don't know how you guys are doing over the last few weeks and even months. These are some difficult times. We are being stretched. Here it says he stretches himself so that, and I can't say it any better than he does it all for the sake of the gospel, that I may share with them in its blessings. Paul's goal for his stretch assignments, his becoming more Jewish for the Jewish people, more Gentile for the Gentile people, weak to the weak, strong to the strong. The reason he did all those things wasn't to improve the corporate resume. It wasn't to improve his personal resume. It was to bring people to Christ, that they could become sharing in the blessings of Christ, that they would be adopted into the same family, and they're co-heirs with Christ and with Paul. Perhaps that's what God has for you. I'm not sure what your days look like, but as you're living your life, as you're becoming different because you are forced into circumstances that are hard, they're causing you to stretch, look for the gospel message in this. Is there a way you can share and you can become all things? You can become the social media person to the social media person. You become the phone person to the phone people, so that perhaps the gospel be spread in ways that would not have been spread otherwise. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, please let us know if there's things we can do to help. But either way, if you're doing well or not, look for the gospel in this, and look for ways that you can come alongside those people. Maybe there are people who are weak and struggling. Become like them so that you might win them. To the strong, become strong. Do the things you have to, but look for the gospel reason in all of it. You know, in the coming days or weeks or whatever it might be, you may be hearing from us, hey, we have a stretch assignment for you, an opportunity for you. Prayerfully consider that. But don't just wait for us to say, here's an opportunity for you. Look for opportunities as well. God's in control of this, and he has a plan, and it's a glorious plan. We just need to become all things to all people so that we might win some. God bless. Have a great night.